and perimeter gaming. Itong dalawang si Encho at si RJ. Pero iba lang talaga yung post-up ni Encho Serrano.
Maikong got caught with a foul. 96-73, commanding 23-point lead for Abra.
Well, Maikong was doing the right thing. He's trying to shut that middle lane and not opening up his hip, pero late yung adjustment niya. Kaya natawagan siya ng foul.
Now the question moving forward is, with the playoffs looming, if for the opposing teams, coaches, players, what's it gonna take to stop this freight train of an Abra team that has rolled to an unprecedented 26-game winning streak? They have more or less dominated the competition. They've beaten top contenders by double figures, with the exception of San Juan and Pasay. So if you're a team, especially in the north, ano kailangan mong gawin para maging successful ka and upset itong Abra Solid North Weavers?
Ako yan. I'll look at the most recent close game that they got into. They were really challenged, and I feel that's the San Juan game. I felt by that time, lahat ng sistema, lahat ng roles, lahat ng gusto nilang gawin is pretty much already defined, because that game was what, their third to the last na game nila of the season, di ba? And that was the big game. So you always look at games where it's really a competitive and challenging game for the top teams, and because there you'll see kung ano yung mga tweaks nila, yung mga schemes nila, mas prominent siya. And so I really would look at that San Juan game. Would UA have a guy that could do single coverage Dave Aldefonso? Would Dave Aldefonso be playing the same way of settling for jump shots in a game? Or will Encho again help out in case that Dave struggles from the field? But Dave is still pretty much a force that you will have to contend with as you go up against the Abra Weavers.
Because the scary part, if you're those teams trying to contend with Abra, is David Aldefonso has probably hit the stretch. Prior to this game, he was only averaging 12.6 points in the last 5 games. But Encho Serrano has picked up his game. And also, one thing that has been left untapped has been the games of Mike Ayonayon, Jolo Mendoza.
Correct.
Guys that they believe could really carve out a huge role in those games when it matters the most. And that's a scary proposition if you're the opposition.
Huwag natin kalilimutan, may J.O. Chuka pa na big man that can help out a lot para dito sa Abra Weavers. And if you have a guy that big that can actually control the boards for them, even guys like John Oduba can run off and fill the lanes in open transition. Matter of fact, one can even say that in that game of San Juan, Dave Aldefonso, did we see the kind of Dave Aldefonso that we wanted to see against San Juan? I felt that he settled more for the perimeter shots, but helping out in other stuff as well in that game.
The former NCAA MVP and Finals MVP, Leo Nahorda, making his first appearance here. So, Coach Yong Garcia has emptied out his bench. Now for Mindoro, that looming matchup against Zamboanga in Pola. They had that matchup early in the season where Mindoro beat Zamboanga. It was a time where I think Zamboanga was still in the midst of one of their best runs. And Mindoro, at that time, they were in transition. I think Coach Roddy was still there with them when they won that game.
That was the first home game, ano? Was it?
Hindi yun.
Hindi. The game that you guys covered, kayo ni Javi, di ba? Sa Pola. Mindoro was up against, I don't recall. Malimutan ko na.
Basta yung pangalawa against Muntinlupa.
Yes.
It was against Parañaque.
Yeah, Parañaque, right.
That was the time where Parañaque still had Carl Brian Cruz, JP Calvo,
And Coach Mike.
Coach Mike Sagigid.
That's right.
Yong. Happy birthday again, Coach Yong. 50th birthday.
Medyo nakakita na tayo ng konting ito kay Coach Yong. No?
Jason Perez. I mean, this Mindoro team, Jeco Bancale has come along for them as well.
Yes.
He could be a guy that could be a spark plug, especially playing that point guard spot. Axel Inigo has done a marvelous job of quarterbacking this team. But in the playoffs and even starting in the play-in, depth is gonna be a huge factor. And they can't rely solely on those three guys, Ino Comboy, Bam Bam Gamalita, and Joseph Sedoripa. They really need to have other guys step in and chip in. You know, the Ethan Galangs, the Checo Bancales, the Ray Bienes, even this guy, Ashon Andrews, Ken Bono, their serviceable big, former UAP MVP, RJ Ramirez is there. Even Jonas Tibayan, if he finds his rhythm back, yun yung mga mahalagang pyesa na kailangan itong Mindoro.
At saka yung efficient handling of possessions for them. I feel that's one key element that they've done really well this season. Itong Mindoro Tamaraws. They lead the league so far in that department.
John Oduba, 21 and 10. Perfect from the field, just one miss from the free throw line. What a performance. Really setting the tone. 13 of those 21 points coming in that first quarter. Or actually, 14 of those 21.
Correct. Him and Dave that first quarter, right.
They're winding down the fourth quarter. A minute left in regulation. Cholo Mendoza getting the Abra Solid North Weavers to the century mark, 101-78. Maikong with his another layup from Hans Maikong. 10 points, 6 rebounds.
On a 4 of 9 shooting, 5 of 9 shooting rather. It's pretty good.
Garcia miss. Ashon Andrews pushing it. Nice pass. Maikong in stride. Lays it in.
Itong si Maikong alongside si Jeco Bancale. Lalo na with how Jeco has performed in their last few games para dito sa Mindoro Tamaraws. I think that's the level of guard performers they're gonna need from Jeco, not to be solely dependent on Axel on the point guard spot. Ang maganda kasi kay Jeco, tsaka even dito kay Hans Maikong, you play mahabang oras ng full length of the floor na gwardiyahan, depensahan. Them being younger, it really wouldn't matter to them.
Despite this loss, Mindoro will finish the season with a record of above 500 for the very first time. They will have to go through the play-in and beat Zamboanga with a resounding victory once more. And they are the winningest team in the regular season of the Mpbl, 28-1. Man, what a season for Abra. But now it's time for the playoffs. This guy, Encho Serrano, I mean, just the way he has carved out the defense here against Mindoro time and time again. Those threes, those drives, a great mix. And he has come up with his best scoring performance. 29 points is season high. And the Abra Solid North Weavers cruise to a 104-82 victory over the Mindoro Tamaraws.
Double-double game para dito kay Encho Serrano. And really just came off the bench and started pouring it in for the Abra Weavers. to go home with this win.